So today is a yin yang class. We've just gone past the summer solstice here. So that is the longest day in the calendar in the year. So we'll touch a little bit on that. And so we'll start with yin. You'll need a blanket, and if you do have 2 blocks, otherwise you can use a bolster. And we'll just start with a short meditation and some breath work. So closing down the eyes, sitting comfortably. And we'll just take 3 deep breaths here to arrive on our backs, breathing in through the nose. And a big breath out through the mouth. 2 more of those. Big breath in. Exhale, letting go. Any tension, neck, shoulders. Deep breath in and out. Exhalation will just release any to-do lists, any worries, and any thought of the past or the future coming into the present moment or our yoga practice. Take a moment to check in with yourself. How you're feeling mentally, physically, emotionally. Always doing that with no judgment. Any sounds inside and outside the room. Temperature, air on your skin. And bring your awareness to your breath, your natural, uncontrolled breath. Blows in through both nostrils, out through both nostrils. When thoughts arise, just gently bringing the awareness back to the breath. This time and time again, with patience, until our nervous system slows down and the gaps between the thoughts begin. And moving into our pranayama, our full yogic breath, where we take a full inhalation, pausing at the top of the breath, full exhalation, pausing at the bottom of the breath. Fill the lungs from the bottom to the top. We empty them from the bottom to the top. Into a nice even rhythm between the inhalation and the exhalation. Turn into your nostrils. Notice if one of the nostrils is more dominant, more open. We'll come into a alternate nostril breathing, but we'll do it just by bringing the attention there, so not with our mudra, with our hands. Bring the awareness to the right nostril now, breathing in through the right nostril and out through the left, just by bringing the awareness there. Inhale through the left and exhale through the right. Inhale right and exhale left. Inhale left and exhale right. Continue for another 3 rounds. Releasing the alternate nostril practice to your natural breath. Just noticing the effects of the pranayama. Already opening the eyes. And we'll move into our first pose. So we'll start with some toe stretches, but we can already set up for the next run. So we will go over our blocks. If you're not a fan, you can use your bolster, but it's nice to use the blocks sometimes just to create bigger opening. So we'll go over into a refined butterfly. So 1 block under the middle of the spine, the top part of the spine, 1 under the head. We'll start with just a couple of toe stretches. So we'll tuck our toes under, making sure all the toes are spread out so we're not on top of each other. And you have the option of either sitting back or leaning forward if it's too strong to lean back. Or maybe starting just sitting back. Take some nice deep breaths here. There's lots of energy lines going through our feet, and it will help stimulate that to start with by stretching the fascia in the feet. Noticing any sensations in our body. Even more. Good. And then we'll just give them a bit of a tap here. And sitting back onto the heels if that's possible. Option to lean back, so that's one variation. If you can't lean back, you just roll your towel up and place it under your shins, the top front part of your knees and the shins. That will have a similar effect. Now going into the tops of the feet and the shins there. Again, working with the energy lines as well as the fascia. That's the beauty about yin. We're combining a lot of the traditional Chinese medicine practices with the physical practice of getting into the connective tissue. So nice deep breath here. And slightly come out once again. Just give this a little bit of a tap. Lie back over over our blocks. So where we want the bottom block to finish is roughly the middle of your back for the ladies. It's the bra strap area, and then the head can go. The other block goes under the head. Now you can also have the blocks in the low profile. Then bring the feet together, knees drop out. You can adjust the head if you feel it's too far down. Put a pillow underneath. And then let's try to get into the diaphragm here. So the diaphragm sits just at the bottom of the ribs. Let's take a big breath into that area. So we feel the ribs expand to the front, the side, and the back. Even slightly pull the fascia under the ribs. Pulling the ribs up, and it sounds a bit harsh, but you can do that. So just grab, draw the fingers under the ribs and just draw them slightly up, creating more space. Because if our ribs are tight and the fascia and the ribs is tight, that constricts our lung capacity. And then bring the arms out horizontal. So we start getting into the midline, the arms, under the shoulders. Gradually, you can choose to bring them up further into a V or even over the head. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Helps to release, letting go of any tension, of any resistance, brings us into the parasympathetic nervous system. Option to bring the arms right above the head. Now, if you get tingling in the fingers, you can also just bend the arms and interlace the elbows. That should help with that. But obviously, you can also take the arms back down if it's too much. Inhalation, feel like we're creating length through the spine. And on the exhalation, just feeling the muscles along the spine release down on the blocks. spreading out. Flattening out the torso here. Another couple of breaths. Bring the arms down and slowly draw the knees together. We'll roll out to the side to come up. Make sure you don't move too quickly. And just come into a couple of cat cows. We're starting to round the spine. Exhaling. And inhaling, dropping the ribs. Dropping your head. Exhale, rounding. One more there. And releasing that. So for the next one, you have the option of using blocks or bolster. So bolster will be more comfortable. We're going into a side body stretch, so getting into our side waist. And because I've got a blanket over it, it's quite comfortable. So you might need something to support your head. And I'll just use my arm, but if you've got a pillow, that's nicer. So we'll go over this and take the upper body over. So you want the bolster directly under your ribs. If you're using blocks, make sure there's a blanket over it, because otherwise it might be a bit uncomfortable there. So we want to feel this all through here, into the armpit, into the arm. Sure, I'm timing us. So a bit more of a stronger stretch, especially if you're using blocks here. Making sure we're really taking nice deep breaths, being fully relaxed here. So just that. This is one we won't stay in super long. Imagine that we're breathing, creating space between each rib. Five more breaths here. And slowly come up, so making sure that we're not moving too quickly again. Just set myself up on the other side so I can turn my back towards you. I will come into the same on the other side. we're in this, you notice, maybe noticing a difference from left to right. Taking a nice big breath. So if you are using a block, we're basically slightly going into supraspinatus, which is one of these muscles under the armpit that can often get really tight and you would feel this more with the block. And we're also stretching it up because we're taking the arm over the head. That's quite a therapeutic stretch here. Bring in more breaths. Slowly start to come out. And let's take another couple of cat cows just to give that a bit of a stretch. And then we'll move into tadpole with a twist. So we'll basically need a blanket for this, so you can actually slide out the knees fairly wide. So we'll slide the knees out, but keep the toes together until you feel a pretty decent stretch on the inner thighs. The adductors don't go too crazy because by going into a twist, this is getting quite strong. So let's set my timer up first. So we are coming down and then twisting to the left. So the right arm goes under, top arm goes over, and we're looking to the left side. So we are getting into the hips as well as the upper back. So the meridians we're working with are heart and large intestines, which is the meridians for Sommer, where we work with fire energy. So hence the poses are quite strong. I would say they're probably more so stimulating rather than relaxing. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Five more breaths on this side. We'll slowly come back to the middle. If you feel you need to have a break, you can just gently draw the knees together and wag the tail from side to side. This can be quite strong. And then we'll just go into it again and a twist in the other side, the other way. So we're now sliding the left arm under, look across to the right. And just noticing the difference there. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. Now we've got 5 more breaths here. Slowly come back to the middle. Draw the knees together again, just wagging the tail. And we're now ready for our yang component. So we'll come up to standing. Now, if you're watching this on a replay, you can slide in some sun salutations if you feel you want to be a little warmer. Otherwise, we'll come into it. So we'll move into triangle pose first. So just from the center of your mat, stepping out nice and wide. You may need 1 block here. And just measuring the distance, how wide we should be. We'll take the arms out. And our ankle bone should be under our wrists. So that's how wide we should be. So just take a look. And we start always with our feet out parallel to the mat. And then we're lifting that right heel up, turn it out. Left foot forward. And we'll come down to triangle pose. So here we're scissoring our legs together, even though we are leaning forward, we're still creating that lift, also engaging our internal energy locks. Gazing up towards the hand if you can, otherwise straight ahead is fine. And then making sure we're not hyperextending through that front knee. There shouldn't be a lot of weight on that bottom hand. And obviously, if you are more open, you can also go all the way down to the floor. And feeling that strength in the legs here, lifting the kneecaps, working through that sideways that we've stretched out. And then we'll slowly move into half moon. So transitioning up. And again, optional to look up towards the hand. If you want to challenge yourself, you can also have your hand on the floor. So the full pose is with the hand on the floor. I could not have done that. So depending on where you're at. So again, we're lifting through that side waist. Top foot is flexed. And then slowly come back into triangle to start with. And we'll slowly come down for revolved side angle pose. So I'm going to have to twist away. So I'll just turn around to face the camera so you can see me. So we'll start with our knees down, back knee down. You can form cactus shape with the arms first. We inhale in the center, exhale, twist through that torso we've opened up. Then place either a hand around the knee or on the outside of that knee. The top hand goes onto the sacrum plate. If you want to go deeper, you can actually touch with the tricep against that knee. Take that hand in front of the chest to start with. If you want to come up into that high lunge, you can, and then placing hands in front of the heart in prayer position. So we're aiming here to straighten that back leg out. Long breath. Looking over that back shoulder. Aiming to have equal weight between the front and the back leg. Lifting through that chest. Keeping that chest open. And slowly come down. And coming up to standing. Let's just come into a forward bend for a moment. Just hanging there. Before we come into the other side, Uttanasana. Let the head go. Let you hug the elbows, gently moving from side to side. Slowly coming up. And we're coming to the other side. So stepping out nice and wide again. And again, just measuring up on the other side. Measuring the distance, the triangle. And turning that left heel up and out. Right foot forward, coming down. And just notice the difference on this side. Staying here for 10 breaths. So lifting the kneecaps, keep scissoring the legs together, lifting through the fingertips there. Using our full ujjayi breath, full breath in, pause, full breath out, pause. Then moving into our half moon. So if you're using a block, just have it just on the outside, slightly forward, backward. Reaching up. And strong breath here, lifting through that side waist, using leg strength, buttocks, inner energy locks. And then slowly coming back down into triangle pose. Then we'll slowly come down to the floor. And I'll just be turning forward. So coming into our revolved side angle. very hot here, very humid. So we'll start with our cactus arms, both hips facing forward. We exhale, twist through that upper spine, and then connecting to the outside. We'll start here. Top hand goes to the sacrum blade. Then go a little deeper if that's available. Then coming up to that high lunge, optional. Then join hands in front of the heart. So only do this variation if you're open enough. You're not just keeping that front hand like so. Gazing through that back shoulder. And just shift the weight so you've got equal weight between front and back leg. Quite a strong pose. Slowly come down. Good. Okay, we'll come into ragdoll. So this time we'll do the yin variation of forward bend. So this time I just want you to just keep your knees slightly bent. And just literally let the whole body go. Moving the head from side to side. Coming back to our yin component. Take a nice big breath here, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just feel the whole back body releasing here. Stretching out the spine. Try to have the weight directly over your hips so we're not hinging back or forward. So you can shift your weight slightly forward and back and then end up in the middle. 5 more breaths here. And just slowly start to come down to the floor. Just coming onto your belly to rebound for a moment. So you can rest the forehead on your hands, or you can have your hands by the side, head to the side, whichever feels better for you there. Legs are nice and wide. And just feel the whole body softening into the earth here. Good. And we'll come up into down dog for a moment. Just stretching the body out. Maybe step the heels up and down. Move into swan. So take your left leg forward and across. You may need to have a cushion or a block under that left sit bone if it doesn't touch the floor. So making sure that you are nice and straight with your hips. So both hips are facing forward, and then we'll come down to resting the forehead on something. So you can use your block or you can use your hands. You can also use the bolster under the whole body, sort of on the inside of your legs and body. Time around again. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Big breath out. Sending the exhalation to any areas that are feeling tight or that are still holding on. Always think this pose is nice to surrender anything that's happened maybe this week that we don't need to hold on to. Letting go with each exhalation. Slowly start to come out. Just come back into down dog. Stepping the feet up and down. And then come across into the other side. Just noticing how that's feeling on the other side. Maybe more open, maybe more restricted. And just making sure both of our hips are facing forward. Coming down. Nice deep breath here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Softening through the whole body, letting out, letting go as much as you can. Couple of breaths here. Coming up into down dog and stepping the heels up and down. And then we'll set up for the Viparita Karani. Now, if you're doing this at home, welcome to do this with your leg up against the wall. And we want to have a bolster under our sit bones. If you don't have a bolster, use stick cushions, or like myself, using blocks with a blanket. That is nicer with the bolster though. If you have one, use that. And to get into it, we'll sit just at the very front. If you're up against the wall, you're just going sideways. Scooch right to the front, slowly come back. So making sure we have the bolster directly under the sit bones as well as the lower back. Then we'll bring our legs up. And we just stay here. So palms facing up. And it should feel really comfortable. If you're against the wall, obviously, you can just let the legs rest up against the wall. Because we're elevated, it's easy to keep the legs up. So take a nice deep breath. Breathing out. And we're feeling that assistance now by elevating our legs. The blood's getting pushed down through all the vital organs, through the heart, into the brain. It's great to do this when it's hot, so we're also increasing circulation. It helps with water retention and just generally rejuvenating. It's beautiful resting pose. You need 5 minutes during the day if you're on your feet or sitting down. This is great to do. So roll the ankles. Make sure you roll in both directions. Don't open the legs, just to where it feels comfortable. Just getting into the inner thigh. This is liver gallbladder meridians. Completely relaxing the feet. Try not to engage the muscles. This one is a little easier if you've got the wall against you, but it should still be okay. 5 more breaths here. Slowly legs together. Put one foot down at a time. Just pausing here, or supported back bend. And then when you're ready, we'll just push our bolster out and come into Shavasana. So you can have your bolster under the edges of the legs, of course. Which one should we start? Like so. Just take a nice deep breath here. Breathing in through the nose. And big breath out. Just letting the whole body relax, melting into the mat. Feel the body letting go. Read a little solstice blessing. So in the southern hemisphere, we have the longest day of the year. We are reminded of as above, so below. May the solstice bring you joy and peace, knowing that the universe, Mother Earth, the gods are all conspiring in your favor. Tonight we manifest miracles as we welcome Capricorn season. The affirmation here is, I am manifesting miracles. Feel the whole back body relaxing on the floor, letting go. Feel the whole front body relaxing and releasing, letting go. Softening through the face, all the muscles in the face, skin on the face. Releasing and letting go of the hands and the fingers. Feet and all the toes. Letting go of the whole body. Deeper, deeper, and deeper into relaxation. With your own breath, your own healing to any areas now. Your body is still holding on. Slowly start to come back to the body. Start to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Take a nice big stretch. Big breath. Rolling out to the side. Just pausing there for a moment. Yourself a hug. Slowly coming up to seated. When you're ready. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Join hands in front of the heart and we'll chant on together. Breathing in. The hands to the center on the mind. Hands to lips and body. Hands to heart and soul. And we give thanks to each other and ourselves for today's practice. Namaste. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My hearty love. Thank you so much.